Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Alright, I want you to stop for a second and listen. Listen to the sounds around me. You hear some animals, some birds maybe, perhaps a far and distant car, the wind blowing, largely, except for the car, nature sounds. And why am I talking about sounds? Because today, based on a specific request from you guys, we are delving into speakers. And today we're going to be reviewing a set of speakers, actually a set of monitors. What's the difference between speakers and monitors, by the way? We'll explain all that, much more on today's episode of Record-ology. You're not going to want to miss this.
Come out tonight, can't you come out tonight? Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight?
Welcome to Record-ology.
Okay guys, so this is in response to numerous requests I've had to review some more speakers and to make some recommendations. As you know, we've been exclusively using the Crosley S100s, which do a good job, but I'd like to see what else is out there to really see what a further investment would do. Now, you may or may not have heard of this brand, Presonus. Basically, it is the brainchild of two Louisiana State University graduates. 1995, the company started. One of those two is Jim Odom from the band LaRue, and they've put together this company making professional audio equipment and software, specifically reference monitors. Now, as I unbox this, maybe say to yourself, reference monitors? I thought they were speakers. Well, yes, they are speakers and they are reference monitors. What is the difference between a monitor and a speaker? Regular speakers, consumer speakers, will color the audio. They will have an EQ profile where they usually enhance the bass and treble to sound good, which is not a bad thing, but they are technically distorting and coloring the audio from the source. So if you're using, you need speakers for specifically for editing, for music production, applications where accurate representation of sound is important, this is really the route to go. Monitors, not speakers. These are engineered to provide a flat response. That means that whatever's already there is going to be enhanced, good, bad, and otherwise. Whereas a pair of more consumer-grade speakers is going to sound good. They're going to have richer bass, they're going to have good treble, which these will do as well, but these will be driven by the bass and treble in the original recordings, not in artificial EQ at the speaker level. So that's the difference between a monitor and a speaker per se. Same thing goes with there's TV monitors versus televisions, a similar principle. I come from, as you know, a professional television broadcast background, so monitors are what I'm used to. But at the end of the day, yes, they are speakers, obviously, and these should be really interesting. They have great reviews. Been out there for a couple of years now. I'm really looking forward to it. Great packaging here. Very beautiful looking product. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how this sounds. Now, the whole Bluetooth market is something that a lot of companies are starting to get into. So it's interesting. From a vinyl standpoint, and that's what we kind of specialize in here, obviously, analog audio loses its analogity. That's not a word. It uses its analogness. It uses the fact that it is analog when it goes Bluetooth, because Bluetooth is a digital transport medium. So, if you want to maintain that pure analog sound, you're going to want to connect directly. However, if you want to also connect your phone or whatever, just like the S100s from Crosley, which I think are really made by JVC is what I heard, you're going to be able to do that. So anyway, beautiful packaging here. And rather than read the box, let's just open it up and get right inside. Longtime viewers to the channel will laugh. This is what I've needed this whole time, you guys. A guide on how to open the box. I have so many times done it the wrong way. Open the top flaps, flip it over, slide the box off. Okay, now we know what to do the right way. Okay, moment of truth, here we go. And boy, it smells like electronics, man. It smells like you're at the electronics store. Remember when they had those electronics stores? Let's take a closer look. Okay, in the package, we have the registration, some foam isolation materials. We have cables. We'll take a look at what those are. Power cable as well. And each speaker or monitor is sitting very well cradled in this foam. and we are going to take them out next. I wanted to mention too, they were very well packaged in the box. I'm trying to eliminate some of the more mundane aspects of unboxing, but yeah, so there we go. They are wrapped in plastic, and next step is to unwrap them, and we'll hook them up. Looking at the bottom here, this is interesting. 1 month, 20 year. So basically January of 2020. There's nothing quite as exhilarating as the smell of fresh electronics. It's a very good thing. Okay, as you saw on the bottom, it's completely smooth. There's no feet. Instead of pre-installing feet, they include these little foam padded feet. If you want to put those on, if you're wall mounting it, maybe you'll choose something else. But here we go. Got everything unwrapped, all the cables. You get a auxiliary 1/8 inch TRS to 1/8 inch TRS male. You get a male TRS to stereo RCA. There is a speaker wire to connect one to the other, because there's going to be a master and slave speaker. Obviously, one contains the amplifier and the other one connects to that. And the power cord, which all the cabling, I know this, to those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, will be like, what is he talking about? But they feel like good cables. They're heavy, they're hefty, all that good stuff. So, I mean, monitors, speakers, and if I call them speakers, don't be offended, but I mean monitors. They are what they are, and there's not a whole lot to explain, but I wanted to sort of tour around this. If you're looking at audio or speakers, monitors for your turntable listening experience, these could be a very good match. I spent a lot of time on the phone with Presonus, and talk to them at length about their strategy, and it's a really interesting product line. They've got so many monitors and speakers that they sell. If you go to their website, I'll put the link in the description below. There's so many to choose from. But this particular line, this Eris series, is really focused on home studios, Bluetooth, and also dipping into that audiophile listening experience for turntables as well. So again, these are monitors. They are going to give you an accurate representation of what's on that record. Let's take a look at the front. First of all, the weight of the speaker. They've got a good heft. Physical size-wise, they're comparable to the Crosleys, and we're going to do like a shootout between the two eventually. Not in this video, but we will do it. Similar size. The material seems like probably an MDF with a plastic coating on it, plastic faceplate. You got the 4.5 driver subwoofer there, silk tweeter. That's a 1-inch tweeter. And on the front here, down the bottom, let's take a look. You've got a physical on and off switch. I like that. It's a very professional switch. This is really cool. You can aux in and put headphone out right from the front panel, which is really cool. And that's something I wish the other speakers had, was that ability just to plug in a pair of headphones directly to the speakers, which is really neat. And this I'm super excited about. Let's just say I'm excited for the volume knob. I think that'll be a really good deal. Now, looking around back here, obviously you've got two vastly different back panels. Again, this being the master speaker, this is the left speaker. Although if you're connecting via physical cable interface, you can cheat it and put this one on the right, as long as you reverse polarity on those speakers. Not reverse polarity, but reverse those inputs wires. On the back here, they are ported, which will help with sort of a passive bass reflex. And again, connectivity to the secondary speaker is just via those simple tab speaker cable there. So we will put that aside for right now. And let's take a closer look at this. On the back here, and again, coming from a professional background, this is really nice. You're going to see some professional features here, because these guys are, professional. I mean, this is the real deal there. This is not a consumer product trying to look pro. This is a pro product, if anything, trying to appeal to a prosumer market. Although these are straight pro. So for recording studio, video editing, and serious listening, these should do the job. There is some acoustic tuning capabilities up here. So you can tune these depending on the particular acoustics of your space. It's essentially bass and treble control, but this is there to help you add some improvements in the acoustics if need be, dependent on your particular room acoustics or needs. But know that out of the box, these speakers are tuned very, very, very precisely to give you very accurate sound representation. So you can expect that out of the box, much more so than anything else that we've looked at, which would consist of the Crosley S100s. You've also got a balanced input, left and right TRS is kind of rare. on speakers of this nature. And then the RCA unbalanced right there as well. Even a little diagram on the TRS of a 1/4 inch input there, which is really, really neat. There's the output connectivity to the other speaker. Down at the bottom, the power supply as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. There's also a pair button up there for the Bluetooth. Let's go ahead and connect them and give them a listen. First, I do want to put on our little feet, as that's the way I'll be using them, desktop. Ideally, and you've seen my setup, ideally these shouldn't be on the same playing surface as your turntable. However, due to space constraints in the office, that's what I'm going to be doing. I've actually never had a problem. I've never had such a big bass drop that, you know, the record player skips. But from a purist standpoint, you would ideally want to have these on a different surface. And you'd want them at eye level or ear level. Mine are a little bit lower than that. Not enough to make a huge difference, but ideally, if you need to add speaker stands, which is something we might look at in the future, that might be a cool addition. But these literally are just adhesive foam pads. Go on. Sound or acoustic dampening. By the way, Sonus, these are Presonus brand. Sonus, Latin word for sound. Big surprise there. Super cool. Designed in Baton Rouge. Made in China. Okay, let's connect it and give it a listen. So now we are faced with a caveat. Here we are trying to analyze the acoustic beauty of these speakers, and you're listening to whatever device you're listening to, which has its own DAC, which is decoding some sort of file that YouTube converted from whatever file I uploaded from and is streaming it to you in wonderful lossy compression, yada, yada, yada. All that to say, you're never going to get the sense of what it's truly like until you hear them. However, I'm going to do my best to explain it to you. So more so, that's what we're going to have to do. I have not heard these yet. I've got it connected. We're going to listen to some stellar tracks from the copyright-free YouTube music library. And I haven't even turned these on yet. So here we go. We're going to experience this together, you guys. Turning them on. We are connected to the hardwire connection so far. But anyway, first things first is we got a little blue light down here. We're connected. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to adjust any of the acoustic trims on the back. We're just going to listen to it straight out the gate. So here we go. Let's give it a listen. Nice. Good bass test right out the gate. Very nice. All right, let's try another one. Very deep bass. Very deep bass. They definitely hit harder. I would say quite a bit harder than the S100s. But the high end snaps sharp, very sharp high end. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's try another one. Gotta love YouTube music.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Try another one. Skip that one. These kind of all sound the same, the songs. We are connected via Bluetooth. Let's go for it. We are going to test Bluetooth connectivity, and here we go. Let's try a different song. So guys, these things have an amazing punch. So I don't know if you can see down here, but I am at about 20% volume right there. That's comfortable listening for me. And I'm half deaf. So you are getting a lot of punch out of these. And that's something I've read before too, is that you definitely, these are loudspeakers, monitors. They give you good punch, really, really good sound. So far, I'm super impressed. So for the piece de resistance, let's hook up a turntable. After all, that's why we got these, right? Let's hook it up. So when it comes to what you and I are going to use these for the most, which is turntable audio, this is the setup that makes sense. And obviously I've got this set up just for demonstration purposes right now. But people ask me, what do I need? So does my turntable have speakers built in? No, a turntable isn't going to have speakers built in. Like a suitcase player will, or an all-in-one. But for the most part, I get the question specifically on the Crosley T400 for some reason and the LP60. No, you need to connect speakers. And if you don't want to or don't need to or don't have the ability to connect or have space for a giant stereo system, powered speakers, powered monitors such as these do the trick. Because the amplifier is built in, volume control is built in. All you literally need is the turntable and the speakers. And obviously you can connect it to any other audio source as well. You can connect it to your phone as we demonstrated. You can connect it to your computer. You can connect to a cassette player, CD player, you name it. But this is all you need for a complete turntable setup. Today we're going to use a Marley, stir it up just because it was on the top of the pile from the video we did recently. So we're going to use that for today. And for a test record, we're going to use Benny Goodman plays favorites in high fidelity, some recordings from the 60s. So these will be good hi-fi recordings and obviously not copyright friendly. So we'll only be able to use little clips, little snippets. And without going into too much detail on the actual record, let's just go ahead and let it play. Side one. And I am excited to give it a listen. So we will spin it up. No particular place. Let's go ahead and give the record every opportunity to sound its very best. We're going to go ahead and use the brush on it. This is the felt brush, and then we're going to get deep down in those grooves with the carbon fiber side. This will also demagnetize the record and help eliminate some of those cracks and pops and stuff. So here we go. Let's give it a listen. Okay guys, thank you for hanging in there for a longer video. I could go on and on, believe me, and we will in future videos, but for now, we've tested out everything pretty much, except for the line input and the headphone output, but I think you get a really good idea now of the sound quality, the Eris E4.5 Bluetooth monitors, the quality, and boy, the sound is amazing. Again, you really have to take it from me because you can't be in the room with me and hear these yet, but I would encourage you to make that happen by purchasing a pair because they sound fantastic. Yes, they sound better than the Crosley S100s. They are richer, fuller. They hit harder. There's a good punch to it. I noticed the accuracy in the mid and upper range especially, and that is really, really cool. Great sound staging. I think these will be a great addition to our setup, and I'm really looking forward to listening to more on these speakers. But this is going to do it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Okay guys, it's as simple as that. I hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, give me a thumbs up, share this out. And if you want to buy these speakers, they are very, very cool. Check the link in the description below. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Happy record hunting. We'll see you next time.